Come in.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm Lane Baker.
Nice
to meet you. Well, it's a pleasure meeting with you. I just want to start by saying thank you for meeting with me. Just a little bit about me. I'm in my third year working for NetSuite. I'm proud to say I've finished in the top 20% of all NetSuite professionals in my first year and the top 10% my second year with one of the highest client satisfaction ratings. During my time with NetSuite, I have worked with companies across various industries, but they all have the common goal of looking to implement an ERP software solution that will centralize their business functions and maximize efficiency. So Brock told me that PTI is in the market for a software solution provider.
Yes, we've been experiencing exponential growth here at PTI, and we're really looking to expand our business. We have somewhat of an informal strategy in place. However, we've been looking at a number of software solution providers just to help us streamline our business processes.
I'm glad to hear that. So I have a few goals for today's conversation I'd like to address. Number one, any dissatisfactions or areas of improvement for PTI, along with any problems you have with the company's financial infrastructure. Number two, what you need to maximize efficiency and be as productive as possible as a company. And then lastly, how NetSuite can benefit PTI and address the problems you've been experiencing. So I promise not to take up too much of your time today, but would it be okay with you if I began asking a few questions about the structure of your operations and your future expansion strategies?
Sure.
All right, awesome. Well, to begin, I just want to confirm some basic background information just so I have a full understanding of the situation and your company.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so I understand that you guys are a mid-sized company with annual sales revenue of about $168 million.
Yes, that's correct.
That's good to hear. Well, I've mainly worked with clients of your size during my time at NetSuite and understand that there's some common problems that office suppliers like yourself face when they have a lack of formal organization. So I've read that PTI's team consists of 26 people in total, and 18 of those are designated salespeople. What current system does PTI have in place for staffing these salespeople, perhaps by region or client type?
So our sales team isn't really organized beyond those 18 people being titled salesperson. Some of our salespersons prefer to work with certain clients much more than others, but there really is no formal organization to our sales team.
Okay, I see. Well, I also saw that PTI has grown at an average rate of 9% each year for the last 3 years, which is exceptional, with a projected finish of nearly 8% future growth for the following 2 years. So my question to you is, after PTI's 37 years of business, what do you attribute to this recent surge and growth and success of such a high magnitude?
Well, there really are a number of contributing factors, but I would say the main factor would have to be the growing demand for laptops and filing systems in the county school systems and universities. These systems we offer are in such high demand in the education sector, and we offer them at an affordable price, an affordable and competitive price too.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you answering those questions. I have one last question about your operations. Do you have a formal system in place for production of sales reports?
So currently our sales team documents sales reports in a variety of ways. There's no standard policy of documenting sales reports. Some people use their notebooks and others use Excel or other IT software.
Okay, I see. Does the lack of organization cause you to experience any difficulties with the quotas, objectives? Basically, do you ever find employees having to jump over hurdles in the process of collecting data for their reports?
Absolutely. The lack of organization makes collecting our reports very difficult and quite time-consuming.
So how long on average does it take to collect these sales reports and organize them for analysis?
I'd say around a full work day to do it.
Wow, that's a significant amount of time. And who has to deal with organizing all of that, and how often does that need to be done?
Well, Brock or one of his associate sales managers take care of this task, but they usually have to reorganize our reports every 2 to 3 weeks in order for us to stay on top of things.
I got you. You mentioned earlier that besides the title of salespeople, there's no formal organization of your selling staff, how they're staffed. Do you ever issues with clients that may not be from the same region as one of your outside sales managers?
Yeah, we definitely do. So we have three market areas, Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina, and our three state managers are the only ones that keep track of who's been staffed on which client. And sometimes they don't even fully document their salesperson's data.
Wow, that's important. Do they ever have issues with salespeople having clients they don't care for or haven't had experience with, and has that been an issue in the past?
It definitely has, but given that we're a family business, we have the highest standards for employee satisfaction as well as our customer satisfaction. So when one of our salespersons is unhappy or unfamiliar with the client that they're staffed on, it can definitely cause some issues that fall back on the company and could hurt our reputation.
It's understandable. Does it concern you that this might be an ongoing issue as PTI expands into 6 more states in the near future?
Yes, definitely. I can see why it will get harder to efficiently staff our sales team on client projects as our sales force and target regions grow.
I understand completely. If you were to want to know the financial standings of PTI at any point, how much effort and time would that take someone?
I would usually say it usually takes about 6 to 8 hours a week and is done all manually.
Wow, it's done manually. That sounds like a burden. Are you satisfied with that time?
No, actually not at all. We have limited information access and it takes an inordinate amount of time to know where we stand financially as a company.
That's unfortunate. Must be a pain to process all of that data. Do you think that knowing PTI's financial standing will be increasingly difficult as the company expands into new regions?
Yes, definitely.
I see. Does it bother you that inside sales revenue and outside sales revenue forces are using totally different tracking systems?
Indeed. I'd say it's one of the main reasons that it takes such a long time for us to determine our financial standing.
I see. So 6 to 8 hours of manual accounting, that's a lot of time. Do you think that in this large amount of time manually computing that there could be some human errors made?
Yes, that definitely presents risk.
And how could one of these errors affect your business?
Well, it could be a huge mistake if we were to make a mistake in our financial statements. We could lose accountability and our clients would question the integrity of our reports.
Okay. And those 6 to 8 hours spent analyzing the company's data, do you think that some sales opportunities may have been missed?
Absolutely. We've probably missed about 15 to 20% of potential sales for the year due just to the time spent on analyzing our internal financials.
Wow. So PTI could miss out on roughly $25 to $35 million because of the time spent on organizing their financial statements?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
That's a staggering difference in revenue. Without those days spent determining PTI's financial state, your company could have revenues near $200 million. But as you mentioned earlier, it can be hard to efficiently staff your salespeople throughout 3 different regions. Does this affect your client relations or your customer service reputation with the clients?
It can, and it has happened in the past. We pride ourselves on customer service and know the importance of forming relationships with each customer, which causes us to pay special attention to our staffing.
I see. And if you were to lose one of your largest clients due to a staffing error or a negative customer service experience, I understand it would cost PTI roughly $20 to $30 million. Is that correct?
Yes, so our largest client contributes to about 15% of our total revenue. So that's a total of about $25 million.
Okay, wow. Well, that presents a huge risk. Do you think that it would be beneficial for PTI to have a centralized system for all the company data and that it might reduce the risk of miscommunication?
Yes, I think it could definitely help. The frequent miscommunications are definitely a burden to our business and sometimes hurt our revenues.
How often would you say that miscommunication occurs during or due to unorganized sales reports?
I would have to say at least 3 times a month.
It's a lot of opportunities for revenues to be impacted by miscommunication. Do you think it would be useful to, if you were able to search quickly and efficiently through your sales reports in an organized fashion?
Definitely. As I said before, it currently takes us a full day to get our sales reports organized.
I see. Another problem you mentioned earlier involved your salesperson's data and their client preferences. In what ways would a scheduling system improve salesperson satisfaction and overall productivity with their clients?
Well, that would mean that our sales team could control their schedule and they could visit the clients in their region. That also means that if they were to have to travel to meet with clients, they could customize their calendar and activities tailored to each specific client in an organized manner.
I got you. As you confirmed earlier, PTI uses completely different tracking systems for inside and outside sales forces. Would having one centralized system help eliminate miscommunication between the two sales forces?
Definitely. I think it would also cut the amount of time spent fact-checking each other, and would free up some time to make more sales.
Definitely. And lastly, would it be worth it to have a solution that enables you to check your financial pipeline at any given time?
It absolutely would. If it could present the material in an organized manner that makes checking our financial pipeline much easier.
Well, NetSuite's pipeline status summary does exactly that. Would this pipeline, how would this pipeline analysis help with your expansion strategy?
Well, a pipeline analysis like that would help us monitor where we need to allocate more funds, which locations are thriving more than others, and would help indicate which markets we should look to expand into.
I see. Well, everything that we've been talking about are benefits of NetSuite that could help PTI reach its full potential. By providing a centralized data system with customizable schedules and task dashboards, instantaneous financial reports of your company, and user-friendly interface, NetSuite could help your company be as efficient and profitable as possible.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this service and feel it could really help PTI as we continue to grow. So how much does NetSuite cost?
Well, our monthly licenses range from $1,000 to $15,000 a month. And after hearing the dissatisfactions and problems your company is facing, I'd estimate PTI's license rate would be about $10,000 a month.
Okay. Sounds like NetSuite could save us a lot of time and money.
Definitely. Given how long it takes for your reports to be organized and produced, I estimate that PTI is spending nearly $45,000 a month in costs. The $10,000 that you could spend in NetSuite would save you nearly $35,000 a month and save your accountants a lot of time.
That sounds great. Do you mind giving me a quick overview of the product?
Of course. Right here, we have your activity dashboard where your sales team can schedule, customize, and create tasks. Under this Reports tab, we have recent reports, save reports, and schedule reports, all organized under one toolbar. And then over here, we have an example of your transactions and your recent searches.
Okay. So you can even save your searches and review recent searches too?
Yes. NetSuite tries to make your reporting process as user-friendly as possible.
I definitely agree. I feel like I already know this site very well.
Yeah. As you told me earlier, having a snapshot of the company's financial standing at any time would be a huge benefit to PTI. Right here is the pipeline status summary, which provides you with all the necessary components to know your financial standing in an organized and quick manner.
This is exactly what we need, especially the pipeline by status summary. This will save us hours of work and money. But just one question, how are we supposed to transfer all of this information from our current system into NetSuite? Won't that take a lot of time and energy?
Good question. Well, anything that you already keep track of electronically can easily be uploaded into NetSuite. Additionally, NetSuite has an on-call support staff of professionals there to help you manually enter information and answer any questions you may have while operating NetSuite.
Wow, so all of this information is secure?
Yes, it is. NetSuite is a cloud-based software solution, so everything is secure.
Okay, well, I'm definitely on board for NetSuite. I need to confer with my attorney and financial officer, but let's set a meeting for next week just to get this deal set in stone.
That sounds great. Let's meet next Tuesday to get this finalized, and you'll be on your way to a more organized business.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.